Hey guys, this one is how to use CapCut on your iPhone. CapCut is a really powerful free video editing tool. There's tons of features. We're gonna go through everything in this tutorial, including video editing, how to import and set up your edits, how to add filters, effects, music, voiceovers, and pretty much everything if you want to edit video using CapCut on your iPhone. Also, check out the description for way more tutorials and helpful videos. I'll put everything in there, so check out those links in the description. Let's get into CapCut and edit some videos. So let's get the CapCut app opened up right now. And this is the page that you'll come to if you're brand new on the app. You won't have any existing projects under here, but if you do, they will all be listed here for you, and you can really go easily and re-edit the projects that are saved that you haven't exported yet. If I click on the project, it will take me right through to the editing screen where I can go and make all of my edits. If I just press X out of here, come back to the main system, you can also edit these projects by pressing the edit button. You can then select them. If I had 5 or 6, you could just tick all of them, come down to the bottom and delete them. If I just press X off of here though, there is also a 3-dot menu to the right hand side, and that also gives you some options. You can rename the project, you can duplicate it, or you can delete it. So let me just delete this project right now. It's going to ask me just to confirm that I want to delete it, and there it is. So this is the home screen as you should see it. If we first just go into the settings page, there is something that you will want to change. Up at the top, you can see add default ending. So what CapCut is going to do on all of your edits is add an outro that is basically like an advert for CapCut. Now, this is really easy in the editor to change and delete if you want, but of course you don't want to do that every time. So just turn it off, and then you can press close like this, and it's going to turn off that ending. I really don't see why anyone would ever want an advert for CapCut at the end of their video. If you do, you can turn it on. If you don't, just turn it off. The other stuff you can work out for yourself. It's just some terms and conditions. So we'll press X like that. Then we'll enter into a new project. So just press the plus button right here, and it will take you through to all the recents on your device. So if you have videos, images on your device, it's going to take you through to them. Then you can choose those videos to import into your timeline. So let's go ahead and import a couple. I'm going to import this squirrel, and I'll import this duck, and then I'll import this parrot as well. So we have 3 separate videos, and you can see them all at the bottom. These are the 3 that are going to be imported into our timeline. So I'm just going to press the add button right here. And now really fast, it's imported all of them. So what you can do is scroll along the timeline. So right down here is the video timeline that you can edit. So you can scroll to the left and right. And of course, this is the start of the timeline. So this would be 000 in terms of the time. And then as we scroll on, you can see that the time will also change as to how long the video is playing for. And then if you just scroll to the right, we have the second video right here. And then we have the one of the parrot after that. Now you can really easily rearrange these videos. You just press 1 to select it, so you know it's selected right here. Then you can press and hold to move it around. So right now you can see I have this to move around, and I can slide it either in between those other 2 or to the left hand side. You can rearrange it any way that you want. So let's put that in the middle, take our finger off, and then now that has been rearranged for us. So let's get into trimming video and changing video in CapCut. So there's a few ways you can do this. This video right here actually has a cut between this video and the parrot video. And you can see that cut very easily. It's right here, this kind of white box and the line. This is what's called a hard cut. So there are no fades or effects or anything. It is just one video ending and another beginning. Let's say though that this video is a little bit too long. We can cut this and trim this. So we'll press this video to select it. Now we can see down at the bottom, there are a couple of options. The one right here called split. If we press that, the video has now been split. You can see there's another white box now with a cut. So we have actually cut that video in half or in 2. And what you can do now is select this part of the video, which is an entirely new portion. You can do whatever you want with this. So you could actually delete it, press the delete button. That part of the video has now been deleted. There are other ways that you can edit the start and end points of your video. So if we click this one again, you can see this big thick line right here. If you press and hold this, you can then edit the start and end point of the video. So as you can see, I'm just pressing and dragging. I'm making the end point further away, or to the left, I'm making the end point closer. And so deleting all of that footage to the right-hand side. You can drag this any way that you want, either make it shorter or make it longer. And of course, when that video ends, it will stop scrolling. So let's say I want to edit the end point of that video to about right here. We've now made this portion of the video shorter. You can go ahead and cut any parts of the video out. So let's say I scroll to the very start and I don't want this starting portion. Make sure that this video is highlighted like this. Press the split button. It will create a cut for me. I can then highlight this left portion of the video and delete it. And now that has gone. And now we just have the remaining portion of that video. That's a really easy way to split and cut your clips. So you can split these together any way that you want. Now we have two videos here, and like I said, this cut right here is what's called a hard cut, so there are no effects. But you can actually press this box itself, and as you can see, comes a lot of effects. Right now we have none, so it's a hard cut, but you can choose a blink effect, and if we press this, you can see it appear on the video. You can change the duration of this effect. So obviously a smaller or shorter effect will take less time, but you can also increase the time. So let's say I want to increase it to almost 3 seconds. You can see that play. So it's good to know what the cut will look like before you accept it. If I just go through to some more effects, so black fade we can press, you can see what that looks like. It's just going to play the effect for you. I can also do white flash, like a white effect. You can see how that looks. You can press dissolve. That's what that looks like. We have a second type of dissolve and it's going to play it for you. So these are all cut effects and you may want to choose one or the other. For example, a slide up from the bottom is quite cool, and I can actually change the duration to make it a little bit quicker. So I'm just going to scroll this down and then it's going to replay for me. So you can choose these. Let's say I'm happy with that transition. I can press the tick button right here. You can see this transition is now here. And as we scroll over it, we can see how that transition looks. Anytime you want to change the transition, you can just press that box and go and choose from all of these different types of transitions. If you want every single cut in your video to be the same, you can press apply to all and it will be applied to all of the clips and cuts in your project. So now if I press the tick button, we'll go over to the other cut, which should be down here somewhere. And scrolling to the right, again, we have exactly the same clip, which is a flip up from the bottom, as you can see right here. So you can apply it to all or change it. So maybe we'll do a slide this time. That will be different to the other cut that we have, and press tick. And that is the effect and transition for us. If you want to remove the middle part of a video, say for example, you don't want this 2 seconds of video, then just cut the clip twice. So we can split it here, then move along, highlight once more, split again, and now we have a portion in the middle of a clip that we can change or do things with. We can delete it like this, and if you ever want to undo anything, it is this icon right here. So press undo, then that will come back. We can press undo again to get rid of those cuts that we just made now. If you ever want to zoom in and out of the timeline, you can do that by pinching on the timeline. So when you pinch in, you will get closer and time will be slowed. And if you pinch out, you'll just get further away from the clips so you can see them all together. Other really great effects that we can add to our videos are speed differences and also some filters. Right down here, we can see speed. If we click on speed, you can change how fast the video is played. So right now you can see normal speed, but if we click on that, we can change the speed of this video all the way to 0.1x. So that would be super slow motion, or you can turn it up to 5x, which is obviously going to be very quick and fast, whatever you may choose. But let's say if we just choose it on 4.2 and then press the tick button, you'll see that this part of the video has actually become shorter because it takes up less time. If we press play, we can see that it is definitely sped up over what it was. If you want to change that again, just press on that clip, come to speed, then you can come to normal again, and you can just change this really easily back to what it was. Press the tick button, and then you'll go back to normal. Also, you can press this curve feature, which speeds up and slows down parts of the video in the way that these graphs are, which is quite fun. So if I just press this one, you'll see this will happen and it will play the video for me. So you can see it is slow at the bottom, then it speeds up, and then it slows down again. So you can have a lot of fun with this and these curves. I'm absolutely fine with this not being on, so I'm just going to press fit or nothing, press tick like that, and then we are back to normal. Let's get onto filters and effects then. So we'll come out of this option, and once we have part of the video highlighted, you can see the options at the bottom. We're going to scroll all the way to the right now, and you should see this option right here, filters, and there's also an adjust option as well. Let's choose filters first. And you'll see all of these different filters that you can put on the video. You can choose these as you wish. So just click on them and see if any of these filters change the video in a way that you want. So you can get some different looks, some different types of styles. And for every single style and filter that you apply, you can change how much of that filter is applied to the video by using the slider bar here. So obviously 100% is all of the filter. And then as you move it to the left, less of the filter is placed onto the video. This is a really great, simple way to color grade your videos, make them stand out, make them quite unique to you. You can play around and see which ones suit your video and which one looks good, but there are loads to choose from. You've got life, food, movies, nature, and also some black and white styles as well, which may look really cool depending what type of video that you have. Also really important with this one is this apply to all feature. So you may want to do that or you may not want to. If you have many different clips in your timeline, so let's just press tick here, you can see I have 3 different videos and I may want to apply the same filter to all of those clips, or I may just want to apply it to one specific clip. So whatever you want to do, that option is here for you. So highlight the video that you want, scroll all the way to this filters tab right here, and then either apply to all or just apply to this one by pressing the tick button. Also, a really powerful feature of CapCut is changing all of these styles yourself. So if I just press tick out of here, you can see this adjust tab, and I'm going to go to a new clip. So let's highlight the clip of the duck. We'll scroll all the way to the right, and not the preset filters, but the adjust tab allows you to change everything yourself. You can click all of these different options. So let's click on contrast right here. You'll see the slider bar come up. You can move it to the right to increase contrast, to the left to decrease contrast. This is quite a pro feature. And to be honest, for most people, I think the filters are going to be a lot easier to use, but you can play around with this and see if you can get some really good effects. So maybe I want to turn up the contrast. Maybe I'm going to turn up the saturation a little bit, and you can see how that affects the video. The exposure, highlights, and shadows, it's all here. So temperature is something that you might want to use. If you want a specific look in your video, you can either have the color temperature move towards oranges and yellows or move towards blues. You can see that blue makes the video appear a little bit cooler or colder, like it's winter. If you move it this way, it appears like it's warmer and more like summer. There are many different options here that you can change. You can even add a vignette to the video. So if we put a vignette on, see, that's a really classic look to add a vignette. So some really powerful features here. You can add grain to the image as well if you want and take it off. These are all up to you. These are manual tools, so you can definitely play around, and it's going to be different depending on what video that you have, how it was shot, how it was exposed. So I can't really say more than that, other than these are some really powerful features and you want to play around with them and see if you can make the video look really great. CapCut also has a lot of different effects that you can use. So if we just press tick out of here, we can then press this back button to come to the bigger menu. And you can see you can add audio, text, stickers, and effects. We're just going to press the effects tool right now to see what we can add in. These are a bunch of preset effects that you may want to use with your video. You can see there's some different options here, for example, zoom lens or camera shake, and you can add all of these in. You do have to download them first. As you can see, there's a download icon. So I'm just going to press on this one and you'll see that it does download for me. And you can see the effect that happens. There's almost this zoom in onto the video. This is a really simple way of creating that zoom effect. So if I just press the plus button right now, you can see the effect is added for me below the actual video. So I'm just going to click off of here And what we can do is long press to change the position. So we now have an effect on our video, but it isn't on the video itself. It is actually added in a layer below the video. And so you can change that effect. You can change how long it lasts for, like this. So I'm dragging this out and changing how long the effect lasts for. I'm just gonna press play right here. You can see that now it zooms in and zooms out, zooms in and zooms out, and it will do that for the entire length of the effect. You can then make that effect shorter really easily and place it exactly where you want. What's great about this and using a separate part of the timeline to do it is that if you ever want to edit or take away that effect, you can just zoom in like this, press the effect, and then you have the options down at the bottom to either change it or delete it. So if we press on change, the effects menu will come back up, and there are many different effects that will be overlaid your video that you can use. You can again go through all of these yourself. There are many, many different effects and features. Really good options here. Of course, you can just press this button right here to take all the effects away, then press the tick button, and as you can see, there's no effect here on the video anymore. As we come out of the effects browser, there are a couple of other things you can do to change the video. Firstly, we have the format. If you want to change the aspect ratio of the video, it's right here. So if we press format, you can see that you can use fit, and that will just take whatever aspect ratio the video was shot in. You can change it to 9:16. So that's a portrait mode. 16:9 is what it was shot in. 1:1, which is a square. Now what you'll see, unfortunately, is these black bars, and that's no good. Well, what you can do is actually pinch and zoom on the video to make sure that those black bars aren't there. You can pinch and zoom and those black bars will be gone. You can then press one finger to essentially move the image around, and you'll see you get these bars. These are really great. This basically lines up the video so that you're in the center. A really, really good feature. So again, just pinch and zoom to resize, and then use one finger to move around. And you can see I'm right in the middle of the frame because I have these bright blue lines here. Also, what you can do is press this little button right here, and that will just resize the canvas so you'll see what the video looks like on a big screen. This is what people would see if they actually play the video. If I just press that one to bring it down, I can then zoom in like this, move around, then press this icon once more, and now this is what people will see on their video. So super useful to see what people will be seeing. I'm happy with a fit aspect ratio like this. I'm just going to drag out this option and essentially resize it so it's part of the screen again. Really great aspect ratio options, and I'm just going to come out of there. And of course, canvas as well. Now, if you actually had black bars like this around your video, you could also just add a background color. So there's many backgrounds that you can choose from, maybe this one. Now I'm just going to use one finger to move the video itself off to the side, and you can see that essentially we've added a background in, and you can make a total background and then resize the video pretty much to anywhere that you want in the background. So again, it's a really great feature of CapCut. I'm happy to undo all this, so I'm just going to press undo until our changes have been undone, then come out of this option menu, and then back out of the backgrounds menu right here. Of course, we can add other things on top of our video as well. You can add overlays, stickers, and text. This should be fairly self-explanatory. If you just press on the text option and then press on add text, you can see the text is up right here. So if I just press wow like this, then you can change the style of the text to pretty much anything that you want. You can have an outline, you can change the colors of it. I can then change the opacity of the text, so down obviously to 0 up to 100. I'm happy with this one, so I'll press the tick button. What you can do is move that text around right here, just like we did with the other effect. So how long do you want it to stay on? And you can see as I scroll through, now that text will appear, and we can change the size of it and where it is. So just press on the text. You can pinch and zoom to make it bigger and move it around just like this. Press the pencil button right here to edit it once more. There are many effects and different styles that you can add with text, and they are all up here as you can see. But as we come out of this option and then go back to the main menu, It is exactly the same thing for stickers and overlays. So if I just press stickers, you can see all these animated stickers and GIFs. Really easily just put them onto your video, press the tick button. They will be in a separate file down here. As you can see, you can make them longer. You can move them around by dragging wherever you want on the video, just like you did with text, and it will animate over the top of your video. In CapCut too, you can add music, effects, and voiceovers. So we can scroll all the way to the very left here. You can click on the audio tab and you have some options. You can record a voiceover directly in the app. Press the voiceover button. All you have to do is tap and record, and that will record the voiceover for you. I'm now recording a voiceover on the video. You can see it right there. I can press the tick button. Now I have the voiceover right here. You can select it, move it around anywhere that you want. So just click and hold, then move it around to the perfect position. What's really great is you have voice effects though. So you can click this button. You can make yourself sound like a chipmunk, or deep, high, low, and distorted, or just none. So some really funny options there. I'm just going to delete that for now though. You can also add music and sound effects. So if we go to sounds right here, you can see loads of different music and tracks that you can add on top of your videos. Your sounds is the area where you can input music and audio from your device. So if you uploaded some music or some sound effects to your device, then you can get it from here, or recommended is just a ton of music that is actually in the app itself. You can add that just like a sound effect. So you can press that option like this. It's going to download it for you, and then press the plus button right here, and then that will be put onto your timeline as a background effect. You can change the volume of it. So if it is too loud right here, just turn the volume down or up, whatever is good for you. And then that will be a background music effect for your videos. Sound effects are also in here. So if we just press delete on that one, you can see effects right here. This is a lot of sound effects, and you can go through all of these and see which one you might want to use. But there's farts in there, baby crying, drums. There's a lot on here, and you can scroll through some different sections and categories here as well. So food sound effects and ambient sound effects. There are a lot in here. Even background music is there. So you can just scroll through and see which sound effects, if any, are going to be good for you, and they'll just be on the timeline as we saw with the music. If you're happy with your edits and your video, you've changed the sound effects, the filters, any cuts and effects, also added in way more features that we've talked about, and you're happy, you can go and export the video. First things first, you might want to choose a cover. You can press that here, and it's just going to take a simple screenshot of somewhere in the video. But what's great is that you can actually scroll along, find the perfect place, and then choose that as your thumbnail and your cover. If you don't want to do that, you can press the upload feature right here, and you can upload a separate thumbnail and cover to your video that's going to be shown with it. And you can choose any of those images on your device really, really simply. I'm just going to press X out of there and just press this one as the cover. I'm just going to press save. So that is going to be the thumbnail of the video right here. You can see it saved. That's really great. So I'm happy with this video as it is. We made all of our different cuts. You can add an ending in here, which is the CapCut ending. As I said, you definitely don't want that. So just press delete and this will be the end of the video. Then we come to the export feature right here. So press this one. What's great is that you can change the resolution, 1080p by default. You can put it up to 2K or 4K. So that's a higher resolution, and then choose the frame rate that you want to export it at. This should be the same as you recorded the video in. So it's going to automatically detect what frames per second that you recorded it in. So you probably won't have to change this, but just make sure if you recorded it in 24 to export it in 24, or if you recorded it in 30 to export it in 30, then just hit the export button and that will be exported onto your device. Check out the links in the description for way more helpful tutorials. I'll put everything there for you. That's it for this one though. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you in the next one.